an online crowdfunding campaign in support of the Palestinians of Huwara. It was launched this week, and that's after a 37-year-old Palestinian man was killed, some 300 were wounded, dozens of buildings and vehicles torched. And the mass riot that came hours after two Israeli brothers were killed nearby there in a terror shooting, again in that same town. And the money has come in fast. Many Israelis are donating to the cause, many apparently feeling horrified by the scenes of revenge that emerged that night. And joining us now is Yair, a.k.a. Yaya Fink, a former Israeli politician, a member of the Labour Party, and who spearheaded the crowdfunding. So thanks for being with us, Yair. I mean, first, how's the campaign going? How much money are you raising at this point?
Yeah, it's active. 1.6 million shekels from almost 11,000 Israelis in less than 48 hours. It's one of the most, let's say, successful crowdfunding campaigns in Israel, maybe even ever. So it's active, and I think that's another example for the Israelis and specific for the Jewish people, and also me as a religious person, that the majority of the Israelis and the Jewish people are moderates and are against extremism and racism.
Look, not all have welcomed it. What do you say to those arguing that this was a tone-deaf move? Launching this campaign as the two Israeli brothers, who were murdered, were being buried in Jerusalem.
Look, we need to fight against Palestinian terror. I am an officer in the IDF. I did more than 50 days of reserves in the last year, and I did years and years of fighting against terror. So we need to fight against terror, and also you can't compare between the Palestinian terror and the Israeli terror. Palestinian terror is 1,000 times more than any Jewish terror. But to fight against our enemies, we knew and we know how to do. The dangerous thing for the psyche of Israel's future is when extremism and racism and nationalism come from inside, from inter-Israel. So I think that we need to also fight against the terrorists and put them in jail or even kill them. But we also need to fight for the character of Israel. And as a religious Jew, I remember that the most popular verse in the Bible is that we need to remember that we were strangers in Egypt. So I don't think that these things are in any battle. We need to do both things.
Look, you mentioned this being an unprecedented, fundraising effort. Where else can it lead? I mean, what can be done to create more of a peaceful dialogue or interaction from this?
Look, I'm not the prime minister or the foreign minister, and I'm just a regular citizen that understands that not the Jewish and not the Arabs are going anywhere, and we're going to live here together for hundreds of years. And we need to find and we need to know how to build some bridges. So again, I think that we need to fight any terrorist, but we need to know how also to build bridges to the moderates. And I know that I'm saying not a popular thing in Israel now, but also most of the Palestinians do not want to be in terror organizations or do not want to be killed. And also most of the Jewish people. So we need to find how to build bridges to the moderates together with fighting against the extremists and the terrorists. That's the little thing that I and we could do.
Well put. Thanks for being with us, Yaya Fink.